Hello and welcome to the podcast from Stress to Success Blueprint. I'm your host, Lolita Guarin, and today's episode 262. Okay, so we continue the conversation a whole month of January about achieving those goals because, we started New Year's resolutions with we're going to do this kind of attitude. So, one thing that a lot of struggle, a lot of struggle, a lot of people struggle is with setting boundaries because we cannot be everywhere for everyone. And setting boundaries is also very important doing that with yourself as well, not only with other people, to define really what is here, what is there, what I will do, what I will not do, how I will behave, and this is what action I'm going to take. That's basically what boundaries are. So here are three mistakes that I want to tell you about that maybe you are making it. That's why your boundary setting really doesn't work. And if you don't have those boundaries, then you don't have enough time. And by the way, if you want to know how to find more time in during your day, my online membership starts with a full month of explaining and teaching and showing and full of videos and worksheets for you to work so you can find more time. And all of that is in the description below where to find it. And if you at the checkout page type in half off, you'll get 50% off of the membership. I think it's a kind of cool deal, right? Okay. So, first I want to tell you boundaries and saying no. It's not that easy with a lot of people, especially that we are in this environment where we're supposed to please people. It's kind of like, oh, be the nice guy, be the nice gal, like we always, yes, yes, yes. And especially if we want that people will take us um, seriously and we want to kind of show that we're friendly, we just have this tendency of saying yes to a lot of people, right? So the first mistake is, well, really learning to say no. But how else can you say no if you feel a little bit guilty about that, right? So the first mistake a lot of people do is feeling guilty about that and super explaining themselves. Um, for example, you have a friend who calls you and say, "Hey, can you watch my dog?" I don't know. And you really were planning on doing other things, but you're going to say yes because you don't want to disappoint your friend and you want to be there for her. So whatever time comes, you want her to be, you'll be there for her, she for you, and this is what our relationships mean for each other. And we have a tendency of feeling guilty of saying really no. Um, so definitely you need to see what kind of situation that is and wait in. Where can you say yes, where you can say no? But if you're already doing something else, you should just say it. I'm sorry, but I already have other plans. I already have things to do. I bet other people can find help because they probably know more than you. Of course, every situation, disclaimer, it could be, you're the only person that can help them. So, you do your best. But you also need to remember that you are doing the best. Because if you are going to take that time to do what other people tell you to do, then you're probably going to neglect your own responsibilities. So it really depends on the situation. But the mistake here is this, I'm kind of talking too long about this. Don't feel guilty. Always know that you're doing the best. If you're not abandoning somebody else, you're abandoning your own needs. Okay. So, and no matter what you do, you're doing the best. And give yourself a slack when you're going through setting boundaries and thinking, how am I going to seem to other people and people pleasing and all of that. Um, Start small and just kind of work into that. Now, the second mistake that a lot of people do is they really making very vague boundaries. It's, like if somebody asks you, let's say, to do something or go somewhere, whatever, instead of saying that, well, I cannot talk with you on the phone right now because, I don't have enough time. It may look like, okay, that's not really clear. And it may seem like you don't really like the person. That's kind of really piggybacking on the first mistake that I was telling you about. So if you want to seem that you care about the person and you feel a little bit guilty of saying no, give them more details. To say, I don't have time right now, but how about if we'll talk tomorrow at 3 p.m.? then I have time. Give few more options. Maybe even give details and say, you know, I'm sorry, boss, but after 5 p.m., it's my time with my family and me time away from work. And that's what I'm not going to do. When you give the reason why, then you don't seem vague and you seem more serious. Okay. And the third thing, the biggest mistake of all of it is not really following your boundaries. And again, that goes all into people pleasing. And we're afraid that, fear of abandonment and all of those things. And so when you're not really following through, that is the point where people do not think about you seriously. Because they're like, well, you already broke your own boundary. I mean, of course, we know how much your word means. So try your best. And then I said that give yourself a slack, but try your best to keep up with those boundaries. Also, keep up those boundaries not only with other people, but also with yourself. Um, do not create boundaries if you know that you will fail with yourself or others. Try some other ways how you can manage the situation, but try to stay away from promises and boundaries that you know you cannot keep, because that is very, very stressful. And that's how you break your trust, not only with other people, but also with yourself. And that's not helping you to manage your stress for sure. So I want to hear your ideas about what do you think other people making mistakes about setting boundaries? Or maybe you identified yourself that there is something, maybe you're not doing it right about setting boundaries. Or if you have a question about setting boundaries, I'll be very happy to answer. So leave me a comment below. And I highly recommend you to go check out my online membership, because only for the January am I going to give a discount for half off. This membership been already open the whole month, and I'm gonna give you another opportunity to jump in and get 50% off, which I think is a great deal. What is there? There is a module every month that we talk about stress management, but they also have the calm process class. It's with videos and worksheets in detail explaining how to do the calm process. I also have bonuses. You can download 2 of my books that I actually selling and getting money on Amazon. You'll get it for free. And also, I have a lot of interviews with people that are amazing in what they do, and they're sharing how they, handling stress and how courageous they were of going through a lot of things that happened in their life. And we can see how victorious they were at the end and still going. So I hope to inspire you and support you. So the website where you go sign up for my online membership, of course, in the description below. And also, if you need one-on-one coaching, book a session with me on beamazingyou.com. And I also do speaking and presentations online and in person. If you're a leader who would like to support your team, how to manage stress in the workplace.